So you have to listen to my sad little story as I walk along somewhere in Escondido. This morning I got up and I was all, I'm gonna go vote, yay! So I walked a mile to my old voting location, which is where I thought I was still voting, because I checked my voter ballot thingy and it was totally over on that side of the freeway. And I was like, oh, I know where that is. That's the fire station. I've voted there for 5 years. Yeah, I don't vote at the fire station anymore. So I went to the fire station and they were like, nope, not here. You vote at the church down the street. And I was all, okies, I will go to the church down the street. Like, I looked at my phone, Google said it was off Nutmeg. And like, less than a mile away. And I was all, okay, it's like half a mile, I can totes walk there. So I walked down Nutmeg and there is this big beautiful church at the corner, and it's like, there you are, big church, says voting precinct. So I went and stood in line there and they were like, oh, BT dubs, you are at the wrong church. This is not the church you vote at. And I was like, really? It's not? And they're like, nope, you voted the church next door. And I was like, oh, okay. So like if you just turn the corner, that I didn't because I stopped at the church on the corner, there's another church. So there are two voting precincts right next to each other, both churches. And when I was like, oh, so this isn't the Life Church? Like 5 people in line were like, what? And they all followed me to Life Church. And so then I actually voted at Life Church in Escondido. I stood in line at 3 different polling places. It took me an hour to vote. And then when I was trying to figure out how the hell I was going to get back home, because like at this point, I knew that there was a street that cut over, but I didn't know where that street that cut over was. So I looked at Google, and Google was all, go down Center City. And I was like, are you stupid? Center City has no sidewalks and is like a super major highway at this point. It's like 3 lanes on both sides. It goes really fast. The speed limit is like, I think 50 at that point in Escondido, because like nobody lives there. Like by my house, it turns into 2 lanes and the speed limit drops to like 35. But at this point that I'm at, it doesn't. So I was all, I'll just walk the back ways. And so now I'm vaguely lost in Escondido. I mean, I'm not. I know I'll end up somewhere and find my way home at some point. Oh, I know where I am. I'm next to that old folks home. This is an old folks senior citizen, like, place. It's like super Christian. You have to be Christian to, old and Christian to live there. So anyway, I know where I am now. I'm no longer lost. You don't have to hear my sad story about how I went to 3 different voting precincts and got lost.